Ignorance leads to ridiculous fears. You've known this. Alright. I live in a city, and I have chickens. And I'm not the only one. And I'm not the only one. Not the only one in this city, not the only one in this neighborhood. Bring it. The inspiration for this video really comes from a less than pleasant conversation I had with one of my neighbors. The conversation, of course, was about my chickens. It seems she has some misconceptions about them, and I'd like to set the record straight. I love having chickens. I was inspired by a couple who live in another city. Though the code in that city prohibits individuals from keeping poultry, this couple had special permission because of their association with the school. Before acquiring my hens, I checked the codes in my city and was delighted to find that, although you're not allowed to have animals within city limits, fowl were not even mentioned. There are many different ways you can acquire chickens. A popular way is by ordering chicks through a catalog. The way I get my hens is by attending a poultry swap meet. In our area, this poultry swap meet is called Fancy Feathers, and it happens twice a year at a local fairgrounds. Farmers pull up with cages filled with birds and sometimes other animals, and as long as you've got a box or a pet carrier and some cash, you can go home with any sort of animal. A hen will usually cost you somewhere between $5 and $20. For my size coop, I like to keep 3 hens. You'll notice that right now I only have 2, but as some of you know, one of my hens just died. They don't cost a lot of money, hens die easy, and it's a learning experience. As a wannabe urban homesteader, hens are a great addition to my life. I've already eliminated much of the trash that I produce simply by composting my biodegradables. You know what they say, reduce, reuse, recycle. You should really try to reduce first, reuse second, and recycle if you can do none of the other two. Composting my trash is reusing it and making it into something else that's useful to me. Soil. Chickens are a great addition to this process because they'll eat many of my table scraps and give me double the benefit. They use that food to have energy to lay eggs, which returns to me the nutritional value of the food that I was discarding. In addition, their droppings are great to add to the compost bin. Here's an important note. While it's a really great idea to compost your chicken droppings, never, never, never compost your dog or cat droppings. Canine and feline feces carry diseases. And you thought chickens were the dirty ones. Chickens like to scratch the soil and look for worms and slugs and other bugs like that. So the bottom of their coop should be dirt. So this is my coop. It has a wooden frame covered in chicken wire. And there's an enclosed part at the end with a nesting box and a roosting pole. Over here I've got a water dish that's suspended and a little container to catch the water, just because I think I have a crack in my watering container. These are the 2 hens that I have left right now. I keep pieces of plexiglass over the top of my coop so that the rain doesn't drip in on the nesting box. The top has a hinge so I can get down in. Hello. But they never really lay eggs in the nesting box. I added this door on later so I could get in. If you have the opportunity, let them roam around your lawn. They love to eat grass and all sorts of plants that you can't digest, and they will transform the energy so that you reap the benefit of all the energy being absorbed by your lawn. The other great thing about having hens in the yard is that they eat larvae and pests, such as flies and mosquitoes. You'll notice that you have less such pests if you keep these birds around. They will, however, have a feast in your garden, and to allow them to have a little extra grass time without having to worry about them snatching up all your kale, you can put them in a chicken tractor. I built mine out of scrap wood and chicken wire. It still needs some tweaking, but it'll do for now. They have interesting personalities. And inasmuch as you might not want them to become pets, they kind of do. And to pick up a chicken, of course, take both of your hands, place them on either side of the bird to hold her wings down. They will peck at your toes if you're wearing flip-flops, because let's face it, your toes look like little slugs, but it doesn't really hurt. Though they get to snack on the lawn and on table scraps, they receive a diet of chicken feed, which I scatter on the ground and they pick up happily. This is fine because as they have no teeth, they swallowed small stones to help them break down the food that they've eaten. Also, contrary to popular belief, chickens are not vegetarians. In addition to the bugs that I mentioned earlier, if chickens have the opportunity to catch and eat a small mouse, they will.
What is
It's
it?
a Patagonian cavy. He's a day old. He's the largest land rodent in the world. Oh, baby.
Oh, he's beautiful.